calling the shots will be Dak Prescott.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that 1 interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with the receiver?
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
But we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
So an early wake-up call there leads to a quick 2nd and long. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
Apparently this defense has come to play. A sack and a run stuff behind the line on the first 2 plays.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And incomplete on a deep ball.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense. It's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Minnesota's offense and QB Kirk Cousins set to go here. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Cousins throw pulled in by Jefferson, and he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. And we see the emphasis early here. Get your star receiver involved, able to do it successfully. Not a bad start to begin with, that's for sure. And to me, this play says our guy is better than your guy's. Because, you know, a player of his stature, he won't just... And the pressure to... as Cousins goes down.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. He'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on third down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now Cousins.
And tight coverage there. It's knocked away incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. That kick by Rochar is a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Right back to Swift again on second down.
Again the juke. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
11 more on that one, and another first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted.
It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Vikings are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
He fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8. Cousins. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now we've got a third down and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Third and short yardage. Cousins.
Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. The Vikings had 5 and 6 to start play, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that plan any down.
On first and 10, Cousins.
And he's got this to Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings! Justin Jefferson with touchdown number 7. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Point after here coming up. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On 2nd down, Swift.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA's. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Here comes the Lions punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense have got their helmets back on and they're ready for this next series. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability.
Levi Onwuzurike charging in and finishing off the sack.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play-action fade.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And that is incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
As a wideout, when you take that handoff and you come around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss.
Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. 3rd and 7 now.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott.
They're going back to the same well. It's Hockenson again. And he will not get what he needed as he stops short of the first down and around the 22.
Will go down as a gain of 6. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession, coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. They'll roll him out, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with career touchdown number 75. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. So that drive for 4 plays. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. And Detroit back in possession of the football. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. No, but hold on, let me finish.
Okay,
you're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott, he's got his tight end over the middle. T.J. Hockenson.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or 2, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
Off the play fake, Prescott. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. He's going to have the first down and more than that. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
On 3rd down, it's very simple. Make sure you get beyond the sticks, make the catch, pick up the first down. But in this case, he turned it into bonus time and was off to the races for a monster play.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Prescott now under pressure, and down he goes. second.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the first down sack. Prescott, sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would. Of course. Oh, Prescott stripped, and the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away. Tuck it away because you've got to take care of the ball.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. It's caught. Smith.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Lions are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. So that potentially an important takeaway here in this 2nd quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. There's Prescott. That's going to be caught by Josh Reynolds. There he goes left side. Touchdown, Detroit. Josh Reynolds, 52 yards.
And the Lions are on the board here in the final minute of the 1st half.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off.
Taken at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Vikings going to take over now late in this 1st half. And with a 17-7 lead, maybe they're just looking to get into the locker room.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So roughing the passer penalty and an automatic 1st down.
And that's the mark of a bad team, partner, because that's an easily preventable penalty, but they just didn't take the proper steps to make it so.
A 1st down throw for Cousins. He's got a man, complete. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Throwing, Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Throwing is Cousins. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Cousins again.
Justin Jefferson bringing in the slant. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. To throw is Cousins. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This a 31-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. That past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line can play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. A dime look defensively for the Lions on third. Here's Cousins. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. This is Swift on the counter. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, as the defense rallies quickly after the nice move. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. A third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So on 4th down, out is Austin Seibert for the Lions field goal. From the right hash, this from 48. Seibert's kick is good. And that cuts into the deficit. It's now 20-10. Whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you. Interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Play action now. Cousins. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. First target, first catch, and a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. Now Cousins. Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. And he'll be dropped at the 36. It's a good gain of 18 on a play that originated back at the 18. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Cousins now. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
They'll run for it. Cook. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. Thought they might throw the football with a little chunk that they had remaining on 4th down, but they ran it, they got it.
And the reason they were able to get it done, he ran that play with conviction, didn't he? Understood he would get a little bit of help from his friends up front, but it was really on him to go ahead and make the power move and get it done, and that he did.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Cousins to throw it. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5. And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting through.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that can all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Now on
on 2nd and 13. Prescott.
And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Prescott to throw it. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Daniil Hunter racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Here comes the Lions punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So it's a quarter that saw these two teams trade field goals. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. First down, here's the run with Cook.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 58 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Cousins.
And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock. And this is 2nd and less than a yard. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football.
And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way, it worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Oh, my. You know that that's one that he'll want to have back. I mean, they did everything right. Got the linebackers commit on the play action. He just flat out missed.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A give to Cook out of the gun. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Cousins.
And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson.
A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Vikings look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here this 4th quarter.
And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Meanwhile, Dak's throw going into the hands of Williams.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Prescott. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Prescott looks to throw on 1st.
Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. To the air again, Prescott. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Reynolds.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. First down, Prescott. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Prescott now. Toward the sideline, and that is a nice catch as he's able to tiptoe his way out of bounds. Prescott on first down. He completes this one to Mack. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10. From the red zone now, Prescott under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Prescott. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Prescott. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
74 yards rushing now for Cook, and this is a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook to about the 35, second down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I can be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. A nice little juke. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a second and 2. Here's Cook again. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Derek Barnes in on the stop. On second down, Cook. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. Third down, here's a run by Cook. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Delay of game, offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still first down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. A give to the fullback on the dive. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Tackle made that time by Aleem McNeil.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
I remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Helping with just a field goal, that's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for the Vikings, the win gets them back to 500 at 6-6 on the year. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Dallas Cowboys next week. Meanwhile, for the Lions, the playoffs look to be out of reach now as they drop to 4-8. And they'll try to turn it around next